the show. Let's see what has been happening in the wrestling world. Welcome to the show, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Counts, always the best guests in Midwest. The Two Counts, wait time guaranteed because we're the best of the best. Meet Big Ace and JR, Top Shelf Tommy, we're about to start. Welcome to the Two Counts. It's time to dig deep into the wrestling world. Welcome to the Two Counts, where comedy meets wrestling by fans for fans. The Two Counts.
The Two Count. The Two Count. Where comedy meets wrestling. Please comment, share, like, and start a hype train for God's sakes. And now, here are the hosts of The Two Count. Comedian John Russell, wrestling broadcaster Big Ace, and everybody's favorite heel, Top Shelf Tommy.
Oh, hey, everybody. How you doing? I'm turning the heat up in my goddamn room. You know why? Because it's fucking cold down here, for God's sake.
And you're old and you're sick. And...
Yeah, well, all of it. But it's great to have you guys here. It's great to be back with you guys. It was a great show last week.
Yeah.
You guys,
how was it to watch the product instead of be on it?
I didn't get to watch the entire show, but I get to watch quite a bit of it. And I really liked it. I liked how you didn't pick on me too much.
Called you old a few times. Hey, you know what?
I feel like Whitney threw more shots out at you while you were in here than either one of us did.
It's true.
Well,
I will say this though. It's odd that you still got picked in the Tom game without even being here, because Chase hates the Cowboys so much. That's him and me in a tag team. JR is our manager against Ace and Whitney as opponents. So, hey, you know what? Good for you, JR. That doesn't happen very often, that you get picked for something when you're not even around.
My reputation precedes me.
That's true.
And Chase knows he doesn't have a fucking clue who I am. So that's that's awesome.
But yeah, I know Chase was a good guest last week too, and Whitney did a amicable job filling in as guest host. So we do appreciate both of them being here to fill the shoes of JR. Glad to have you back, JR. Sorry that you're sick though, man. This kind of is rough, man.
Yeah, it's man. I was telling Ace I probably shouldn't have gone to work today, but yeah, you know how it is.
You got that RSV or something like that? You just gave it to everybody at fucking Best Buy.
Yeah, here, buy a TV, get sick.
It was the Moroccas in Vegas.
I sneezed into my hands. I just wipe it over the fucking TVs. Go fuck
yourself. Here's the thing. I was perfectly fine all the way up until I got home. I got home on Friday night about 4:00, and everything was peachy. Excuse me. Of course, I looked better last week, but that's how it goes, Steven.
This is when the casting decides to change direction. So instead of an old man, they just said, like, you know what? Let's bring on a buxom blonde here.
Let's change it around a little bit. They do the same thing on soap operas. They've got they'll have somebody come in and play somebody, and although they don't have any soap operas anymore. Anyway, I didn't start feeling lousy until Saturday afternoon, and I had 103 fever on Sunday.
Damn.
And 101 yesterday, and it was 99 point something today. And I'm like, I'm gonna go.
So technically,
I shouldn't have, but I did.
Well, when I went down to Dallas for Christmas to visit the fam, the nephews were sick as well. But I swear to God, dude. Every time you're at the airport, it's literally just a petri dish ready to just fucking kill you.
Why do you got to talk about that? That's what we have to go there next week.
Yeah, that's next week, baby.
But
you don't think I'm going to drink myself stupid in like the case of like, okay, if I poison myself from the inside with alcohol, I have to be better, right?
I've tried that theory. It doesn't always work.
I sounded better
I know
last
it
week
doesn't.
too. Yeah, it would be nice. And I'll be honest with you, I saw that they had released some additional cabins,
They did.
and
Did you get one?
I was thinking about it.
Oh,
but
you should have. That would have been. You should have did it and not told us, and then just
yeah, but
showed up on the boat because that would have been.
that's what I was thinking about.
Oh
Yeah,
my
dude,
That would
god,
have been
that would have
so.
been, dude. We could have fucking filmed it for you to.
That would have been so
JR.
baller because you know what could have happened then? You could have got me in the testicles, and that would have fucking put this whole goddamn rivalry to bed, man.
Yeah. Well.
Well, kind
I was
of.
like, JR, but oh god,
Yeah. But here's the thing, though.
great, dude.
Here's the thing, though, Tom. I will tell you this part, and I believe this. So there were 190,000 visitors for that CES in Las Vegas.
Jesus.
Which, yeah, not only the convention center was packed with people from all over the world, the manufacturers, the retailers, but then also, in the airport, everybody that was just there, plus every flight was packed to the brim.
Got me all ready to travel next week. Thanks.
But no, you're going to be. It won't be that same way when you guys go.
Well, you were
Right.
in Vegas though too, and I guarantee that there's people who got into Vegas early, a couple weeks before the Super Bowl, try and put their fucking bets down, last week or 2 weeks ago and stuff like that, just to make sure that
Absolutely.
they're in, and then they're going to go like the week after if they hit it. Like there's a lot of people I know who do that kind of shit. Like a month before the Super Bowl, fly in, place your bets, come back the week after, or like in March, like during March Madness and shit like that. Like try and get your winnings in, and then put them on something else. Lose them all in the fucking tournament.
Dude, that would have been dope if you ended up on the boat, though.
I was out in Las Vegas when they released them, and I was trying to figure out if I could actually pull it off, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's not the cheapest vacation I've ever been on.
Well, that's just that, But so two things that I'm interested in wrestling, that have happened here in the past couple of days. At 8:00 tonight, on our own Twin Cities public TV, they are doing a biography of Jesse Ventura. And so I'm recording it because, I have that kind of money. But
Still has the TiVo.
everybody's, if you, depending on what streaming service you use, they all let you record shit. But I'm excited to see that. And then the other thing, and they go way back to when he was a little kid. So apparently he was a swimmer. I mean, I was a swimmer, and oh boy, my voice is very dry because of legal marijuana. Oh,
are you trying to say that he's got cotton mouth and that's why he sounds like that?
Not all the time.
JR, don't kill yourself by doing a voice tonight. I'm sorry, Jesse, don't kill yourself by talking tonight.
Yeah. But then the other thing, I don't know if you guys saw this, it was reported on TMZ, and I heard it on one of the radio stations, that down in Florida, a 17-year-old girl was going to miss her exit and slashed across 4 lanes of traffic and rolled her car, hit another one, and who should come along but Hulk Hogan and a friend of his named Jake, not the Snake, and helped her get out of the car and whatnot. It's amazing to me. Not that, I mean, because we would all do that too, but that it just happened to be Hulk Hogan. you know.
I feel like Hulk Hogan.
His name's been out and about a lot this week.
Yeah.
It came up today too again because some other wrestling guy in the world of wrestling podcasts that we're in went off on one of his shows recently, talking about basically like we shouldn't care if he's racist or not, and we shouldn't like erase his records, and he's the greatest. And it was just like it came off really bad for that guy. So, so you guys saw he got baptized like a week or two ago, right? Did you guys see that? Like
No, that I didn't see.
He posted the picture of him getting baptized and how it's the greatest day of his life. And now remember, this is the same guy that was worried that his family was going to be cursed and something like turned black because of him being racist and his kid like getting that car. Like just it'd be odd people. Like they could try. I remember he was trying to tell his son like, oh yeah, the guy in the car with him who ended up, I don't even know if he died or if he's still alive, but I know he was like in a vegetated state.
Yeah.
That it was like they were like basically chalking it up to karma. He was a bad dude, and it's like, no, your son's a fucking idiot for driving like a dummy.
Listen here, brother.
Okay, yeah, he is.
You don't come here talking about the blood of Jesus without saying the Hulkster's name, brother.
Oh, those promos now are going to be great. What you going to do when me and the JC come rolling on you?
Well, so now when he says saying his prayers and taking vitamins, he probably just means taking his steroids. So he's come full circle, everybody.
No. Back then it was steroids. Now he's literally taking those vitamins just to stay alive.
Look at what Dovar's saying. And that's this. Imagine you're in a wrecked car thinking you're going to die. Somebody comes to pull you out and it's like, how you doing, brother?
Dude, no lie. If I had that bad of a car accident and the airbags are off and I'm like disoriented or whatever, or knocked out, if the first thing that I see when I come to is Hogan, lifting me out, hey, brother, come on, Hulkamania, like instantly I'm going to be like, I'm in hell.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm dead.
Like, I'm gone.
Yes.
Like, why is this old fuck grabbing me? This is... And then I seen that he said something today about
like wrestling fans.
Malice.
That's the last guy I want to.
That's
how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing against Hogan per se, but as wrestling fans, we all know there's guys who have been better. I mean, well, I'm just saying, like, it would be very weird. I would think I am in hell, or that somebody's playing the most elaborate trick on me of all time, because
first thing out of my mouth would have been like, oh shit, did your son hit me?
First of all, congratulations, that's hilarious. Second of all, that is also clearly disturbing, because if he got out of jail, or house arrest or whatever, and he's driving a car again, that's also
he's out, right? He's living a normal life now. That shit was old. You got to think that was like
I don't want to imagine you in a car wreck,
I don't know if the Hulkster would be your brother. Yeah. He might just hang back on that one.
Ooh. What are we doing here, brother? He probably asked him something strange like, is this really your neck of the woods here, brother?
Oh, brother, he's already burnt. We're not going to go in after that.
I mean, good for him for getting baptized and stuff like that. Apparently, when you marry somebody who's the same age as your daughter, they have a way of freaking you into things.
Here's the other thing, though. It sounds like he and the family are like none of them talk. Like, Brooke put out a statement when he got married a couple months ago, basically saying that she's like was putting distance between him and her. And I didn't see. Does this one look just like Brooke, like all the last few have? Because that was always weird too.
It was like a combination of Brooke and what was his wife's name? Linda, yeah, like a little bit older than Brooke. Definitely had like a longer hair, but still like a bleach blonde thing. So yeah, Mike, we'll definitely get you on one of these days. We'll talk about the salvation of the Hulkster, and how everybody gets better when they're saved. Like, look at Jake Roberts. He's clearly better as a manager than he ever was as a wrestler. Oh, boy.
I'm curious if he was baptized in fresh water or salt water.
It was clear water. Get it?
Hey! And then immediately after, he hosted karaoke night at Hogan's Beach Bar, bro. Like, that's how you know he ain't making money on the wrestling world like he used to. When he's actively promoting his bar nights now, and he is usually there half of the time, like, that's how you know, like, bro can't make that easy. But because, dude, there used to be a day you'd have to pay $300, $400, $500 to meet him at like a WrestleCon. I remember when we were in New York for Mania 29, I think it was like $300 or $400 to get a ticket just to meet him for one picture, one autograph. I was like, fuck that mother. In fact, we just looked through the curtain. I was like, oh, there he is in the yellow. All right. And that was good enough for me. Like, I didn't fucking care, dude. Like, and then I ended up seeing him in the ring at 30 when he opened the Superdome Brothers, which was hilarious. And they're making a pop. Did you see that? Funko Pop's making a pop of the three of them in the ring for Mania 30.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get that one because I got all the ones they made with things like that. Like I have the Rock Cena from 28 when I was at that one. Yeah.
No one wants to be baptized by R. Kelly. No, thank you, sir.
There's a fellow we haven't seen in a while. Look at that Goro.
Yeah. Oh, fucking. Well, no, Gore was around last week.
Yeah, Goro was last week.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. No, I'll say this. Have you seen this video though of Hulkster at the beach shop or whatever? And the kid comes in and is like doing a Hulkster impression.
Yep.
It's pretty funny. Good for the kid, but it's also like has some better fucking taste. He's not a good wrestler. He's a good promo, but he's a terrible fucking wrestler.
Oh, like that was the thing with that other podcaster host that yesterday or today did a show where he came out basically trying to say we should never. Hogan's greatest. The business wouldn't be what it was if it wasn't for him, which incorrect. Vince McMahon made him. Remember that. AWA and Vince McMahon shaped him. And then like again was basically be like, who doesn't matter if he's racist or blah blah blah. Hogan.
He sued him?
That's the video. Is the kid comes into the signing and says on Hogan right away, listen to your brother, little Hulkamaniac. That's a gimmick infringement, little brother.
Where's this kid's parents? Come over here. Cease and desist.
Cease and desist right on the spot, brother. Jesus. I don't know what we were talking about. Fucking Hogan. What a loser.
Yeah. Saves insurance on. Yeah. Isn't he part of like the general squad or whatever for fucking.
I think they got rid of him when he became racist. Or when
well, I mean, he's always been racist. I mean, even that, like.
That's why it's got exposed more.
Yeah. It's always funny to me though, too. Like, oddly enough, like the most unracist thing that Hogan's ever done has been accidentally called the N-word by Booker T. And even that, he was like, I got grace now. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, man.
I also read that Booker T is currently writing the script for a movie about his life.
Can I just say this? I love Booker T as a wrestler. He's clearly a good trainer because he's got, several people over to WWE, at least AEW. But as a commentator, no, man. Not in the pre-show stuff, not the NXT. Like, just stop, dude. Like, it's too much.
Oh, shucky ducky.
Yeah. I don't need a shucky ducky moment of the week or whatever here, bruh.
Yes, you do, Top Shelf. That's a horrible impersonation.
Storybook.
Some big boy.
Finish the story. A tale about Cody Rhodes. Yeah, there you go. Hey, so Mal, does this must mean you're doing okay then, brother, huh?
Yeah, I hope so, buddy.
You had a bit of a scare earlier in the week, so we hope you're taking care of yourself. We always worry about you and Badger, our brothers who have a little bit of the, maybe some issues with the ticker there. So, take care of yourself, brother. We always get a little get a little concerned when we see some of these albeit hilarious, but still kind of concerning Facebook posts, man. Oh, he's still in Iowa City. Is that because of the snow or just little I know some Iowa knowledge, I guess, kind of there.
What, that it snowed?
Fucking people weren't able to fucking move. Like even our buddy Leo Santel, like his day job, he wasn't able to fucking move. Like no one was there to take his deliveries, and so he had to fucking sit for like almost 2 days.
Oh, Jesus.
Mouse, let me know how you're doing later on when you get that stuff back. Some good news, though, involving Malice is that I don't know if you guys noticed the Madhouse social media, but 2 dates have been posted mysteriously on the websites. So one was September 14th, and it had some interesting emojis, and then the next one was today, and that was for November 9th, and it also had some interesting emojis. So best bet is to fuck. I hate
that's a lot of fucking snow. Now it's fucking cold down there too. So
yeah, I hate this shit. Anyways, yeah, mark those dates on your calendars, guys, because I can assure you there's gonna be some 2 very big announcements on around.
I haven't even marked all the dates for Absolute yet, and I work there. I am going to try and make that February 24th show. If anybody in Iowa gives a shit, to get over to Algona.
I'll be there as
VFW.
Well. Is that the VFW, that one?
Yeah, that one is. And then their new venue is April.
That's right.
And even that, yeah, then they have Waterloo the end of March.
We're going to go to, I was thinking Fort Dodge.
No. Yeah, no, they only got the one Fort Dodge date. Like this is me and Ace just kept you up on some of the work shit.
Okay, well, here's the deal, Goro. We kind of touched on it the other week when it was out, but I mean, it's still kind of out there. People are still kind of talking about it. The thing came out this week was it Rampage and Collision, whatever that show is, had the production notes, and the one was like no signs of Jericho, no signs of Chris and Kylie Ray, and no signs with Kylie Ray and Chris Jericho. Who knows if that's true? Who knows if it's not? Obviously, they're probably not going to let those out. Although I didn't see them take any of those kind of signs down at the pay-per-view.
Well, that was like the same day, which they were probably still
like you. That's not hard. That you can make that call on the spot. I've seen WWE do that.
Well,
they just send producers and runners into the crowd to take the signs and security. So I don't. And the other thing too is, for someone who's very outspoken, Jericho's been very quiet on this. Now, a big factor also could be like where this all came out, a month out from the cruise, which is obviously a big deal, a lot of money at stake. He's been fully transparent on like the first 1 or 2. I think the first one for sure, he made 0 money. He spent money putting it on. I think now it's turned into a money-making thing because they keep selling it out. You said now they just released a couple cabins this week. So if anybody's trying to get on that boat, you got your chance. I know we're looking for it. Tommy and I are gonna have a good time. But that is the thing. Like, we're going on this boat. So here's the deal. Dan, our good friend Dan, right? We'll be on the boat. Me and Tom will get some pictures with him, some video with him. I think we're gonna attempt to make a vlog out of this trip, Tom and I, for the YouTube channel. We'll see how good we get because I say that every time.
Sloopy Joe or Sloppy Joe?
Sandwich. But yeah, like with all that stuff going around, like I was kind of like, I don't know if I was going to go out of my way to see Jericho on the boat. You know what I mean? Not that I have anything against it or anything, but it's just like none of us know if it's true or not except the people involved. That's the thing with all these allegations, these possible NDAs, all this stuff. There's been a few things to put some good, thought of that. Maybe this Kylie Ray thing, there's more to it. But again, nothing else has come out since then, so like we can't just assume. But like, so our boy Dan ended up getting the meet and greet special with the belt. Because they put the picture out of the belt this week, and Dan wanted it. But Dan had hit me up this week too, so he gets to go to that 30-minute Q&A. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hang with him because I guess Stacy didn't want to go. Sorry, Tom, if I said no, you were going to get to go. But so I'm going to go with him to this Q&A, and I'm very honestly interested to see if anyone's going to be dumb enough to bring any of that up in this Q&A.
There's a couple. See, we all know there's going to be a couple of people who are, if you will, generally like kind of shitheads that are going to want to make it uncomfortable for everybody else around them. Like, oh, I'm hard hitting. Like, no, you're not. You're on a fucking boat, right? Like, what do you want?
Vacation, yeah.
Yeah, like take it. I mean, and don't get me wrong, he deserves to have the question asked. But do you really want to do it on a boat when then everybody can see who the fuck you are and then can just be a real bitch to you too? Like, that's another thing. Like, wrestling fans are very loyal, especially when it's Jericho's Cruise.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
and the
like-
people who are buying this are Jericho fans, so my bet is none of them are like on board that this is true stories. But like in the thing, because once Dan invited me and I said I'd check it out. I looked and it says that you get like this exclusive Q&A where everyone can ask a question. Yeah, look, geez, Dan, insane, brother.
Yeah, never.
I appreciate the invite to see this Q&A, but
I'm
like,
gonna steal that belt from you, though, Dan.
in the advertising, it says nothing's off limits. What's up, Joshua?
Joshua Joseph.
Oh, it's about time he messaged us in here. You know, he's just always sticking his head into my business on Wednesdays over there at KCUK and Corey's channel. But yeah, now he's finally making an appearance back on Tuesday where he belongs. The voice, Joshua Joseph. Welcome back, you stubborn prick. Don't call me Dick Nose either. Fucker.
He can't help it if that's what you are.
Oh,
Dave Milken. Yeah, he
I mean, a beautiful belt, worth the money. I can never do it. But I mean, the Q&A though, it'll be very interesting.
Any of the belts are worth having, though. I mean, yeah,
I'll tell you
when
what,
Dan,
though,
those last year, those are great.
I will say this: if before the cruise, if any more news came out, or like it came out, like the full story came out and it ended up,
damn it, Goro, fucker,
and it actually like ended up being true, or like Kylie Ray came out and said that no, he did this is what happened. You know what I mean? Like if that happened before the cruise, I guarantee you, I would stay clear of him on the boat. And that's just because and that's just because that's a dick thing to do, shitty thing to do. And then like, dude, I'm just a Kylie Ray mark too. So like, fuck you if that's what you did to her, because that obviously had some sort of impact on her career and how it was going at the time. So like, fuck off. But you know, I don't think it's out there right now to say any of that stuff's true. I think it'll be interesting to see on the boat. Tom, you haven't been on this before, so it'll be new to you, but like generally he's having a good time. He's out and about, he's drinking, he's partying, so is wifey, usually out there in the casino drinking and gambling, all this shit. So like I think that's gonna be telling if they're still hanging out like that on the boat. And you know, I heard all about that. I was on that second cruise, and I don't remember hearing that he got knocked out by MVP on the boat. I know MVP was there. I met him on that cruise. I know the first cruise he was sporting a black eye because, like, on stage, the guitarist was, like, swinging it around and accidentally fucking caught him. Or no, he was, like, front row because he does. He usually goes to all the bands that are playing while he's partying, and he just hangs out, you know. And like the bands were playing and the dude like swung his guitar and it hit him. And yeah, and that's just it. Dan, it would have had to been late in the cruise. I don't remember him sporting a black eye at all during the second cruise, unless it was like that last fucking day. And I remember, I think I went to bed at like midnight, and the last thing I did was go to the cover band in the atrium that night, and that's where I met him. He was just chilling up there with his girl. So I don't know. Like I said, I do remember here. It's the first one he had a shiner because of the guitar hitting him.
I mean, well, yeah. So MVP just talks sometimes though too, like, and that he's kind of been known as like a talker and will say stuff that's a little fabricated, especially, you know, of before his time back with WWE and stuff like that. Like he was kind of fabricating stuff about, you know, who he was training and stuff like that, or who he has trained to, you know, talking about his time in New Japan and everything like that. And, you know, I like MVP as a wrestler, but sometimes it's one of those ones like he's gotten almost too into being that guy. If that makes sense, like being the character, like he's keeping the kayfabe up. Like we all know that he's gone to jail and stuff like that too. But it's like, dude,
did you ever hear the story why he went when him and his like crew tried to rob a cruise ship at the port of Miami? Yeah, I think he told the story on Cabana's podcast. It's pretty fucking interesting.
First of all, we all know that Brock Lesnar won't be on this ship until he's 3 years past giving up WWE.
And he probably wouldn't even be on it then because he hates being around people. That would be
for sure. Yeah, he's just going to go to his farms in Alberta, dude. Like,
but
you know how much land the guy owns up in Canada, dude? Like, he is the third largest like landowner in Canada right now.
That's why I'm saying, like, I'm super hopeful. That means we are getting the next Mania, and it's going to be his last match.
Yeah.
Dan, I'm with you, by the way. That's going to be pretty interesting.
I'm interested to see that.
I'm growing up tall, growing up.
I'm gonna corner fucking Brad Williams on the bone and be like, "You ducking our emails, bro? I'm not bro, you ducking our emails." So
speaking
Maybe he
of
just
our
doesn't
emails,
like the small talk.
Oh, hold on. Hit the crickets.
Is that a bat?
It was a cricket. It's the Roadcaster. It's one of their mandated things, I guess, but
Ugh.
I don't know. Anyhow, what's wrong with his eyes? I don't know. It's giganticism.
Dan,
with anything. Man.
Did you pay to get your picture and meet Big Show? It was like $100 for that.
It was $100 for that. I was like, that's excessive for Big Show, man. Like, no offense to Paul White, but
so I met him at a Mania Access. We got VIP tickets at $29, right? So we got to meet him and get our picture taken. But then the perk was that was like the only time they've run WWE Access during Mania Week in an arena as opposed to a convention center. So instead of having the exhibits spread out throughout the convention center, it was kind of through the concourses and like the floor of the arena and all this shit. So if you bought a VIP, and it was the arena that they ran Monday night, the Raw after Mania. So if you fucking if you bought the VIP after meeting whoever you paid for the VIP for, you go immediately off and backstage, and you get to tour the entire backstage. You go to gorilla position. You get to come out on the actual ramp, all that shit. So I met him then. He was cool. The person I was with was pissed because he brought up, I don't know if you guys ever watched any of those WWE docs they used to make on all their guys, but they made one with him because apparently in it, he came here as a kid to Rochester to the clinic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, the guy I used to do the podcast with thought that was going to be like his way in. I don't know. And he brought that up, and I guess he just, Big Show no-sold in, was just like, oh, because he was like, yo, I'm from Rochester, Minnesota. Big Show was just like,
No.
So he was all bent out of shape after that, and he's like, man, what a dick. And I was like, I don't know. He was really nice to me. I shit you not. I mean, you guys know I'm not a big dude. Yeah. But, like, when I shook his hand, my whole hand was in his palm, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
It was insane.
Well, I'll tell you, the one of the cool things about Big Show, and you may remember this,
Ace, the Giant.
They did a house show, and you remember Igor?
Yeah.
When Igor was there, and Big Show kind of, I thought that was super cool of him to take care and kind of, commiserate, if you will, with Igor. But goddamn, Igor towered over Big Show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was at that show too. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I feel bad for him though, because like JR, cruise ships are cool, but they're not exactly made for giant people.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the one thing. I'm not giant. I'm shorter than JR. I'm definitely no Big Show, but even then, like the flights down and back, like I'm too broad shoulder for like anything to be comfortable. So I'm still like, at least I got my leg room, But
so I always buy the aisle seats, so when they're not rolling carts, I can kind of kick my feet and shoulders to the right out.
See, I used to do that, but I've done that in the past, and then I take a risk because if I get sat next to like a guy, well, like if we were all in a row together and I'm the aisle seat, I'm out there with half my fucking body, and then people I almost feel like I'm a fucking creep by proxy. You know,
you be riding. Well, see, the thing is, I can do it because I'm short.
Yeah, I go window first, then aisle, then I'm walking.
Goddamn. Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm window seats down and back, and basically the same seat on both planes, just because it's just easier to just remember.
I'm aisle seat both trips. I did kind of book front of the plane seats. Usually I go straight back, and just because I hate people who try to get. One of the fucking thing that annoys me the most when I travel on a plane is when we get to the gate and the people who are halfway back in the plane and back all get up and like they're acting like they're gonna actually get off, like there's no process to it, and it fucking drives me insane. It's like, just sit here till it's our turn to get up. You don't need to fucking stand for fucking 20 minutes. So I just started booking myself in back, so then I'd be like, well, now I have to just be like, I have to wait no matter what, so don't let it bother me. But this trip I was like, man, I already got to wait 2 hours the day we go just for you asses to get there. So, like, I'm going to get off this plane right away because I'm going to get some food or something, figure something out. I
don't know. What demographic?
That's a loaded fucking question.
Logan,
Logan.
Hey, Logan. Good to see you, buddy. If it's a demographic, I'll go with it. It's slow drivers and slow fucking walkers that are just in the way. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I was at a fucking mall about a week before Christmas, and I had 3 women. I don't know how they fucking did it. They're smaller than me. They're fucking petite. They took up the whole fucking way across from like the like rotunda area or whatever to the fucking wall. I'm like, how? I mean, they each had like 2 bags in each hand or whatever. I'm like, how did you find this way? You know, like, how did you find that to be possible where 3 of you women can just be across the fucking whole aisle or the whole walkway? It's fucking infuriating. Is that getting me out of it?
But that wasn't a demographic.
They are slow people. Slow people
Are
not mentally slow, but physically slow walkers and or drivers. There you go. That is a demographic. Generally, they're older folk. They are.
Dick knows. Yeah.
You know what, Joshua Joseph? You used to be cool, man.
I'm interested to see, like, just your thoughts once we get on the boat, because it's different.
Well, I looked at the schedule and I saw the last email and stuff, and there's a possibility I may not be up in time to get off the boat when I want to get off the fucking boat, because on the last night of the cruise, they are doing this fucking pub crawl.
You got to pay for that, by the way.
Yeah, it's only $25 though. So, but I think it also goes like there's another comedy show or showcase that night that I probably actually should go to. But
you can ask the feature. Hey, let me guest spot this.
Listen, I've been doing comedy for almost fucking 12 years, guys.
Oh my God, you should totally do it. It would be just like all the indie guys that are going to be on the cruise be like, oh, come on, let me get in the ring. I'm an indie guy.
Dude, come on. Like, I commentate. I fucking help tear down and set up rings before. Like, how hard could it be to fucking run the ropes, guys? Let me do it.
It'd be hilarious just because that's like the ultimate just shitty comic deal, right? Like an actual, like, well put together private show on a private cruise, and you're there like, hey, man, let me get like a 5-minute guest spot.
I mean, obviously, no one there knows who I am. I mean, they should, but they don't.
To be real honest, I don't know who the comics are except for Brad Williams. This is the first time they've gotten some people that I've never really heard of. Usually,
I think I saw one year didn't they have Ron Funches one year too? Yeah. Like, I love me some Ron Funches, man. He's hilarious. But
they had Gabriel on it once.
Yeah, because I know that was the thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, there was a Raw, I think, where Gabriel Iglesias was in the audience.
Oh yeah,
they showed him briefly at the start of the show. And then they stopped going to him. And I think it's also because he's under contract with a talent agency that has specifically told them to not show any of their clients unless they fucking pay for it. Eleanor Kagan
and Johnny
Loquasto opens for Dice. So Dan says,
like the Johnny guy used to like.
Hey, Joshua Joseph, that one's for you, brother. Fucking douche.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then Brad, and I don't know like any of these bands, dude. I really don't.
So hold on. So Logan, did you train wrestling? Let us know, man. Like that's pretty cool. But
I'm definitely checking out the all-female Van Halen cover band and the Foo Fighter cover band. Those are gonna happen.
So you just have more things to look at. Is that what I'm saying? Come on.
What are you talking about?
Just more people, just more women to look at. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just like, Fun just canceled when he was supposed to go on. Although he was very nice when I met him. No, I'm just looking at the music to see, like, because like I said, the bands that are there doing more original shit, I don't know who they are. Like, I don't know the Georgia Thunderbolt. Well, no, I do know the Georgia Thunderbolt. Sorry. I don't know Trickster. I don't know who the Bullet Boys are. So
Bullet Boys are an old hair band.
Okay, well they're gonna be there.
Nara remembers them from his days in radio. Back in 1983, the Bullet Boys came through Fargo, and I said to them, "You guys are gonna be fucking hit makers." And then fucking one hit later, fucking they were done.
They made their hit, and then they fucking hit the road.
What's their hit?
I don't fucking remember.
They did just add Cheeseburger today because he's been on every cruise till this one.
Who the fuck is that?
He was in ROH.
ROH dude. Skinny fucking motherfucker.
I'm curious to know if CJ Perry's still coming with this finger infection.
Dude, yeah, seeing like the latest photo of that, I'm like, just cut it the fuck off. Like,
so when they made the announcements though, and they had like the blurred pictures, and there was the one of Layla Gray. For a quick second, I was like, if that's fucking. Be a fucking awkward 4 days.
It would be.
Thank God it wasn't.
And
if you know, you know. Quarantine is Jericho's Kiss cover band. Trickster is an 80s hair band. PJ Farley, Fozzy Bassist was in the band. Like I said, I'm gonna check out these cover bands. I'm gonna check out that Guardian of the Jukebox. I think they're just a big cover band. I'll probably check out Quarantine to see him singing this stuff. I'm gonna see. Here's the deal, like. All the big stuff, like Fozzy, a lot of people are like, everybody's going to be on the pool deck. I'm not super invested that I need to be up by the stage. Like, hey, I've seen him many, many times now on this boat. So, like, I'll probably hang back by the bar.
Well, look, you're not that old, man. Come on, give it a try. Give it a whirl. You're never too old.
Jesus Christ,
you guys
Logan.
Don't know.
Yeah, he's 2 years older than me.
He's the cover band, right? The jukebox band.
Yeah, Logan, you're not that old, man. Like, give it a whirl. Who knows? If you guys don't know, only Logan TV. He normally gets on around 8:00 here on Twitch. We have rated his channel before. Hopefully, we'll do that again tonight. But
so Abaddon's going to be on the boat.
Yeah, I saw that. That's going to be pretty crazy.
Right, but I'm curious. Does that mean Abaddon's going to constantly have some sort of face paint or mask on? Because she don't ever reveal her face. Like, dude, here's the deal, though. Like, so Tom,
she can get away with just walking around, man.
But here's the deal, though. I mean, yeah. Well, the thing is, she'd have to take like her piercings out. Otherwise, that might be still a giveaway. And the colored hair, because she's got her hair colored, I think. Like, dude, some of them have to fucking legit keep their shit going. On the second cruise, Moxley was there, and it was right after Jericho and those guys took his eye out or poked him in the eye with that spike. Legitimately, all 4 days of the cruise, when you saw Moxley, he still had the bandage on his eye. Like, just sitting at the bar drinking a fucking whiskey. And he's just rocking the bandage the whole fucking trip to sell the game.
Of course.
Sell the storyline. So that's why I say, like, will Abaddon be walking around with her shit on all week? You know what I mean? Rocky Romero is going to be there, though, so that's super fucking dope.
Yeah.
Top. You know who we have to become buddies with now? We're going to have to be buddies with Top Flight.
So I did see. So both Dante and Darius were at WrestlePalooza. They weren't in the same match together. Dante ended up wrestling Brian Keith, which I think is Aaron Cannon's way of saying like we did it first because they're both technically AEW ROH. So so that was fun on Sunday, but like when Dante had done a couple of like Ethan Page's like toy hunts, he said that he's only looking for a bouncy ball. Mm-hmm. So after one of the Bauhaus shows, like right before he broke his leg, I gave him a bouncy ball. So now I also feel like I'm bad luck if I'm around him.
Well, the last time we went to that Bauhaus show too, you kind of were stalking Darius like a motherfucker.
Yes. When we went as a group, because I was really fucking drunk. Yeah. And I wanted to try and get the scoop on when he was getting in the fucking ring, because I also feel like that's part of our job, right? Is to come up with fucking like make sure we get the news out to people that we know that they may not know.
It was funny. No, it was funny. Like when right before we went live last week, JR, since you were here.
Fuck you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, Ace, you're saying?
Owens was like right before we went live. He was like, "Oh, hey," like we were literally about to go. And he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm not like here to like talk about like it. I'm not here to like break any news or like do it." And we're like, "Oh, we're not that kind of show.
No,
we're not out for the scoops, bro. We're just here to fucking have a good time." Like,
yeah.
It was kind of funny.
Dude, and he ended up being on for under 80 fucking minutes, man. Like,
yeah, he was dope. He was dope. Whitney was dope. Thanks to her again for lining that one up with Chase. And then also Whitney even stuck around for a few minutes afterwards and still kept the show going. So, you know, we told her she was hired. So, but yeah,
dude, I mean, but yeah, this lineup this year though is sick. I mean,
well, hang on though. Did you talk to Top Flight?
No. So I just said, you know, in passing, hello to Darius. Dante wasn't out yet. They also kind of have to keep a little bit more low profile when they do WrestlePalooza, because everybody's fucking trying to be friends with them. Because, hey, Minneapolis guys, come on, guys, like tickets to AEW or some shit like that, you know, like.
You know, we're gonna get a dance off, by the way, between Prince Nana and Daniel Garcia on this boat.
Of course we are, because I can't fucking wait.
And I'm all about
what is. See, Mikey knows his shit.
Yeah, what about Cobb County? Blah, 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 blah.
Talking about the big boss man.
Oh, is that?
Did you get to talk to the Orange Cassidy? You should have told him. Yeah, see you in a couple weeks.
So Orange just kind of quickly came by. Like they were trying to get the crowd organized as far as people who were going to the first wrestling merch table, who was going to the wrestlers. I was just trying to make it by real quick to talk to people who've been on our show. So like, or people that we want on the show, like Big Ol' Possum, we want to have on the show. I saw Josh C. He was right next to Jordan Max. So I talked to both of them real quick. But you know, again, my buddy Luke, basically just trying to introduce him real quick to people I knew that I saw there. You know, so shout out to my buddies Stubby and Jason. They have Ring General Radio. It's a podcast. I hope it's still going. It's been a while since I tuned in and stuff. So, but saw them. They were doing well. Jason's also was in a band for a long time in the cities here. So,
better be Dan, otherwise that jersey or sure whatever it is going in the ocean. And I think so. I did specify it to Dan too when he was like he wanted to make this because I knew I said it last week on the show. I told Jay I was like, we're gonna lose. Now the fashion that we lost is a whole nother fucking animal. Like
you know what?
Fire everyone,
dude.
Fire everyone. Fuck McCarthy. Fuck Dak. Well, that's about it.
Dude, you were so angry at Dak Prescott. You fucking posted about it on Instagram. I was like, oh, this boy, he ain't having any of my shit.
What have I been telling you guys? What have I been telling you guys? Like the first half of the season, what was I saying about Dak?
It's a show.
What did I come through? I said he's not the guy. He made me believe a little bit towards the end.
How's that feel? To be a believer and be let down? I want to make sure it's the same as like how I always feel as a Vikings fan.
When they were 3 scores down on my brand new TV, that's way bigger, so you enjoyed that way more. when they were 3 scores down, I was like, this is the biggest fucking fraud team in the NFL. How do you have the season you just had? And even at your worst day during the regular season, you never played that bad. Offense, defense still had some notable plays. Our defense didn't show up at all. It literally looked like they didn't watch tape. I told someone this the other day. I was like, I think their goal as a team was to just make the playoffs, and that was it. And they did it. And I think they celebrated like they won the Super Bowl that night. I don't know what they did this last week, but they did something, because the other thing is, how do CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott be that off when they've been one of the hottest duos in the league this year? And it didn't look like they were just kind of off. Like, it looked like they genuinely had some issues going into this game during the week or something. Like, they did not look like they were on friendly terms at that time. But, like, there's just, you get paid way too much money. Like, even at your worst day, you should not be blown out like you were. You should not be fucking just awful. Awful, awful.
Let me just say this as an outsider, and I did go to the 2 Count Instagram page, and I shared Chase Owens' video of Cowboys fans leaving in the fourth quarter, and of course I have to tell
a lot of left at halftime.
Yeah, I didn't get to finish the game. Me and Luke went to WrestlePalooza, so we didn't get to finish the game at my place or anything like that. But I did check the score later. I'm like, oh, the Cowboys kind of made a comeback. He's like, oh, really? I'm like, well, I mean, they didn't win. They still lost by 16 fucking points. But like,
but that was it. Like, by the time Dak started cooking, it was like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you even doing? Like, the game's already gone, bro. You're not going to save it now. Like, at that point, I was like, fucking get him out. Put Trey Lance in. Let's see if we could use him next year. Get him a quarter of play, because this is done. And even if we came back and won, there was no goddamn way they were going to beat the Niners if they played like that. No way.
Well,
there's no way the Packers are going to beat the Niners.
Well, because if the Cowboys would have won, they would have played the Lions the next game.
There's no way we would have beat. We beat the Lions on a technicality, and I'm a fan, and I'll admit it. I admitted it that day.
Well, let me just say this.
But the thing is,
the one person who looked like they were trying to play hard was Micah Parsons, and even then, he should have gotten at least fucking 3 flags for hitting Jordan Love a little high towards the head area and a little fucking late. And it's like, well, it's Micah Parsons and they're losing. It's like, you still need to fucking call that shit, dude. Like, I don't care if Jordan Love's the first year as a starter or not, but like, realistically, that's the same kind of shit that I saw way back in the day when Brett Favre was a quarterback and the Saints roughed him up. I'm like, that shit needs to get called, man, because then that's the only way it gets stopped. But Micah Parsons seemed like the only one who was actually on fire for the Cowboys, because that defense looked, and they've been good all fucking year, but even that defense looked like shit, dude.
Well, and here's the deal. They've been trending down as the season went on. But the switch off was
not quite as like bad as the Eagles, obviously.
No. But the switch off was Dak and the offense started heating up real good. So, like, even if the defense didn't play as high caliber as they were in the beginning of the season, where, Bland went how many games with a pick 6, it didn't matter, because as long as they made 1 or 2 stops or a turnover and we capitalized, which Dak was doing, we were good. We were going to get the jump. Did they forget how to play football last week? I don't know what the fuck that was. I don't know.
This is what I was trying to say last week, right? So, and this is I'm not going to try and put salt in the wounds anymore, but there's a lot of people who are NFC East fans of one of the teams in the NFC East that buys into the fucking hype that's put on each one of these teams every fucking year, or that division as a whole. And you see how bad both of these fucking teams got beat this week, as far as the Cowboys and the Eagles both looked like absolute dog shit in comparison to what the records really showed. Like, they both finished like 12-5. Like, they both looked like they should be legitimate.
But the thing with that is the Packers were shit. Even with them heating up, stat-wise, they ain't keeping up to anybody per game stats with any of those teams. So again, it comes down to not even the conference or division. It comes down to how can you play this hot and consistent, and then the one game it truly fucking matters, you lose it all.
Right.
How can you do that at the caliber of play, at the caliber of training, the fucking paychecks you're getting? You are paid way too much goddamn money to let something like that happen. At least make it a valiant effort and lose, like I thought it was going to originally be. But to be blown out, like I said, the Packers are good, and Jordan Love is good. They ain't 49ers good. No one in that NFC is 49er good, and that's the thing. Like,
I mean, the Packers defense has been trending up though. Like, obviously, like their warm up game really for the playoffs was that Vikings game, and then they really just shellacked the fucking Bears like they're supposed to. But their defense has been trending up, and realistically, you get to Brock Purdy early. If they get a couple sacks early on Brock Purdy, this might be a different game between the Packers and 49ers than you are predicting. Because
I mean, it could be. Bottom line, I'd love to see Detroit win the whole thing at this point. Like, fuck it. Like,
it would be fun, right? I mean, I would hate it based on the fact that the Vikings have been there 4 times, haven't fucking come away with one, and the Lions go for a first time and fucking win it. But they've been good all season, man. Like the Lions have been pretty steady.
And that's a fan base that deserves something.
See, hold on. I hate when people say a fan base deserves anything, because you can still always change alliances. You know, you don't need to.
You know what I mean when I say that, because you're a diehard Viking fan. You wouldn't switch. So you know what I mean. For the people like us, especially like this year, who stick by our teams when they legitimately try to kill you. Like, I'm convinced that's what happened. I think Dak woke up and he's like, you know, it'd be a great joke, guys. I'm going to try to kill every Dallas Cowboy fan in the country today. I'm going to literally try to kill them all.
But so here's the thing. Like, every Lions fan I know is also a Detroit sports fan, right? And the Pistons have plenty of championships. The Red Wings definitely have plenty of championships. And the Tigers are not too far removed from their last World Series championship. So as a city...
But let's be honest, though. All NFL trumps all that shit. An NFL champion.
Now, yeah, it does. But like, and I know that fan base has been fucking tired since '57, basically. But like,
that's like us being like, yeah, we didn't win the Super Bowl, but we got some WNBA dynasties. Yo,
I'm gonna start fucking counting the WNBA, man, because that was 2011, 2013, 2015, 2017. Man, that was damn near a fucking dynasty. Go Minnesota Lynx forever, all right? Because otherwise, I go back to '91, and that's fucking painful to remember the fact that I'm older than most motherfuckers who come to the bar that I work at, and they don't remember '91 because they weren't fucking alive. So I remember that shit.
Was that
I watched every one of those fucking games, man, in '91.
Was that the Twins? 91?
For the Twins, yeah.
I thought they also won in 93. Did they not win in 93?
Nope. They had a decent season in 92, and then 93 till about the fucking early 2000s. They fucking sucked.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I do remember watching as a kid when fucking Puckett made the catch the one night.
Oh, game 6.
And then fucking hit that fucking shot.
Dude.
I mean, as a Minnesota little kid, that was like fucking.
It's my fucking heart right there, man.
Ooh, you know what I mean?
That was.
I don't even like. As a kid, I liked watching the Twins, and I'm not a baseball guy now, but like, I remember watching that and being like, "Oh, Kirby Puckett's the fucking man, dude."
I don't think people realize, first of all, how short he was, or well, I mean, yeah, was. It's like he was like 5'4", 5'5", really. Like, they build him as like 5'6", 5'7", because everybody does, you know, fucking pro sports and wrestling. Sometimes they're interchangeable. Oh, what's his height? 5'10". This dude's 6'3", everybody. But if you look at like how high he actually jumped to make that fucking catch, it's superhuman. He literally almost went fucking double his height to make that fucking catch against that goddamn weird hockey plexiglass that they had at the fucking Metrodome at the time. It's the weird. I mean,
not even at the time, just for that World Series.
No, I mean, they had it for a couple years. They got rid of it like in '93, but like they had it for.
I swear to God, I went
years prior
that year and they didn't have it.
No, like that was like from like 90 or 89 to 92. They had plexiglass in the fucking dome because it's like, hey, we're a hockey state. Everybody just fucking put up the glass. It's like, no. I mean, it would have been a clear double though if he would have fucking hit off the plexiglass though. But fucking glory days, everybody. Fucking.
I remember.
Yale Twins.
God, I remember. Was it him that used to throw that big charity pool tournament up at the Mall of America?
Yeah.
I remember we were there.
Absolutely.
We were there when it was happening one day, and we were outside the bar looking in. I was like a teenager, and we were like looking in, and you could see him playing pool. It's like, oh shit, look, it's Kirby, dude. Like that dude was a fucking Minnesota.
You used to have some fucking guys on that, man.
Yeah.
Like Ken Griffey Jr. used to play that. Bob Costas, Dave Winfield. Like he had some dudes.
Yeah, I fucking
memories though, guys. You guys want to hear more about WrestlePalooza though?
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, hang on. First of all, we were talking about the people on Chris Jericho's cruise. They also added Colt Cabana like a week ago. So that'll be cool. What's up, homie? We'll see one of the friends.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we gotten to know Colt pretty well through the Hall of Fame weekend. So we encourage everybody to make their trip down to Waterloo this summer. Dan was there this last year. Hope he had fun with him and Stacey there. Hope to see him back again. But they're changing up obviously little things here and there this year with how it goes. The banquet's going to be on Friday. Wrestling's on Saturday night down there for Impact Pro Wrestling in the Hall of Fame there in Waterloo. So looking forward to that, though. Looking forward to seeing Colt and all the guys there. So
yeah. Okay, so let's hear about WrestlePalooza. Because you had told us that you had rated the show. Basically, you said wrestling was good, burlesque was okay.
Yes.
And the band, well, specifically the singer, was ass.
Yeah. So let me just start out by saying that all the matches were good. Now, you guys know as well as anybody that has gone to a WrestlePalooza, they will put as many wrestlers as they can possibly get on this show. So the first match is a 6-man with all local talent. And, it's a good match, but, gets a little convoluted when you have 6-man, and it's technically a 6-man, tag situation, or like, you got to tag yourself in. It's a good match. Then that was followed up by burlesque, which was, whatever. There's a lot of people who just go for the event itself. They don't really care about the wrestling, so they'll go.
It's a hipster town, man. This is a hipster.
Yeah, and they'll celebrate the burlesque and they'll celebrate the bands more than they will the fucking show. But yeah, that was, it was whatever. I mean, that's not why I go. I am a wrestling fan, but the gals did well. Then there's a 4-way, I can't even say women's match I don't know. Gal out Arizona, my least favorite person and wrestler of all time, Free Range Kara. Dark Sheik was still there. They did Saturday, that they were promoted for Saturday. Then they also did Sunday because they were still in town. I think they couldn't get a flight out or whatever. And then Badger Briggs, a favorite of the show here. Badger ended up getting the win there, which is great to see. Everybody enjoyed that. And then the band came on. Let me tell you guys something. As a person who has gotten paid to do comedy, and JR will tell you this, anybody who ever admits about being a little rusty, unless you're coming out of COVID, right? Like that was a little different.
Which, by the way, can we quickly acknowledge that JR's head's just floating?
Yeah, he's gone to a black background with a black shirt. Like he is an orb of himself.
Mm-hmm. Mecca lecca hi, Mecca hiney ho.
But again, so anybody who admits to being rusty or, well, we'll see how this goes, everybody, especially on a paid gig, is a fucking fool and should never be booked again. The lead singer of the band, and I'll say their name because maybe people want to avoid them, Tightwire. They're like a pop punk band, right? He admits, we haven't practiced in a while, everybody, so I don't know how these songs are going to go. Fucking, first of all, strike one. And then he did forget a couple of the words and lyrics. And then he tells us all about it after the fucking song, strike fucking two.
And it's songs that they fucking wrote themselves.
Yeah. these are their songs. They weren't playing covers. These are their songs. Then he says that the last time they played First Avenue, they got booed. So he would love to get booed again. He's the only one that said that. Then their backup singer, Noelle, she decided that it was a good thing to get involved with that. So she tried to cut some weird wrestling promo, did a voice, didn't work. So that's fucking what, strike 3, strike 4? I mean, fucking you're already out at this point. And then he decides to start making fun of the actual wrestling fans. And again, we know it's a hipster audience. There's people, again, go for burlesque, go for the music. Wrestling is a byproduct of where you are. But your hardcore base fans that go are still wrestling fans.
Why would you bring?
They allowed these motherfuckers to go on for a second time after getting booed out the fucking stage. They allowed these motherfuckers to come back out.
Is this
and he does more of the same shit. What's that?
Because this happened when we went one year with the Freebird guy. We've talked about that story on here and how bad that was. And how he also was heckling the crowd because we were wrestling fans. Why?
Yes.
Like, how do you not vet who you're booking band-wise? And I'm not trying to make it sound bad, but like, you would think you would make sure this doesn't happen. And also, hey, you may think it's funny because you're playing a wrestling show and you may want to go out there and pretend you're big wrestlers and try to act like you're. The crowd will turn on you and they will make it hell for you. And 100%. At the end of the day, they're not going to enjoy it. They're going to talk about how shitty the music part was. Don't fucking egg, you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't antagonize us.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. That's so. I don't get why some of these musicians come to these shows and it's like I've talked to some musicians. Like obviously we've talked to Nerd D. We've seen him do a WrestlePalooza. He killed it. He's down to do any wrestling show as far as a musician. I've talked to Mark Joseph in the Twin Cities, who I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a big deal. He's a big Woo member. And he even said when I told him that, because we've done things together back in the day, and I ran into him, gosh, I don't even remember when, but it wasn't super long ago. And he was like, even like, hey, man, so you're doing wrestling? I see it on your fan. Yeah, he's like, dude, any of them ever want to have a band and a wrestling show together? I was like, I'll let my people know and let them know you're interested. Like he was like,
fuck yes, so especially considering like everybody does an intermission at the shows that we do. Yeah.
So like
a live band or intermission, that's fucking dope. Like that'd be great, and especially if they enjoy wrestling like that. I mean, the same thing. I did a show with 4 on the Floor up in Park Rapids, so like 3 hours north of the cities, basically, and just talk to the dudes real quick, like between their sets or whatever, they're closing out the night, but basically comedy was like leading into them. So I just talked to them, like said, hey, they had a shirt literally that was them all being like wrestling, like a version of some classic legendary wrestler. I'm like, oh, you guys got that in like my size? Nah. So I still bought a shirt of theirs. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I do a podcast, about wrestling. Like, oh dude, that's super cool. I go, yeah, and I work with a few promotions down in Iowa. If you guys were, oh shit, dude, like that'd be fucking dope. I'm like, but they're just always so fucking busy. It's hard to get them to be able to work it out. But I mean, that's what you want, is somebody who loves doing the show with wrestling.
Now, don't get me wrong. My Freebird story at Palooza will always be amazing. But I mean, I could have seriously done without it. Got some good music. When Nerd D did it, I mean, he killed the shit, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he got in the ring. He was fucking energetic. He was positive.
He takes it seriously.
But he knows the crowd because he's part of that crowd. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You got to be part of that crowd. I don't know. Some of these, I don't know. I'm very interested. I don't know if I'll go to the next round of WrestlePaloozas. I haven't gone lately, but I'm definitely wanting to check out this Treasure Island show that they're doing in May. So I do think I'm going to do that. But, sorry to switch subjects, but just speaking of some pretty bigger indie shows, I had thrown out to you about possibly going to that wrestling Revolver show the night after we do the Absolute show in March in Iowa, down in Clive, Iowa. I don't know if you've seen it, but now Emmy winner Paul Walter House is wrestling Matt Cardona. Did you see this?
I did not see that. I did see that Shelton Benjamin was announced because Badger Calhoun, my commentary partner, posted about that. I'm like, well, shit, man. If Shelton Benjamin's going to be there, ain't no stopping me. No.
I don't think we'll get in any trouble if I do this because it's not.
No. I mean, that's another thing, too. Like, everybody we know is wanting to go to that show because Revolver is... They don't have like any like local talent. It seems like they always just bring in people and stuff. So it is a high end indie show in Iowa there, and it's Clive, which is just north of Des Moines. Well, or not just north, but a little ways north, right?
It's west.
Right, JR?
It's west.
Half an hour?
West. No, it's west. It's a inner ring suburb.
Okay. If you guys don't know what he means by inner ring, they divide the highway going around Iowa. Or, excuse me, around Des Moines. Oh, here we go.
Oh, man. Oh, my wife loves her show. She loves it. To my fellow nominees, that's a talent pool if I ever saw one. Richard freaking Jenkins. You guys seen The Visitor? Oh, I got to talk. Okay. Thank you to the voters in the TV Academy. Thank you, Mom and Dad. You nurtured what I had in me. Dennis Lehane, Taron Egerton, their talent can move boulders. If I look tall, it's because I'm standing on both of their shoulders. What up, Saginaw? I'm here to give you a facelift. And Thomasville, GA, y'all gave me my greatest gift. To Greg Sepida, Joe and Jake, your acting's colossal. And to the Rolex Ray Liotta, we're down here wearing fossils. What up, Isaac, lead company, artist first, CAA, Danny, Joe, Neil, and Esther, dealing with my day-to-day. Thank you, God, for this life. You helped me suck out the marrow. Thank you, Shia and Sean. Help me find the straight and the narrow. To my wife, Amy, you make my heart strong and knees weak. Jonah Maverick is flirty. Harris is starting to speak. Can't wait to spend the rest of my life with that wolf pack, casting out demons in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. That's a what up to Jesus. He's the sole owner. I own the body. I'm about to beat Matt Cardona. Yo, Ibushi. It's a little bit different. Brian Walsh at the tables.
Dude, shout out, man. You got an Emmy shout out? Oh, man, Cardona's going to be pissed.
So it's been fun watching social media with that getting posted and Cardona being like, yeah, but does he have a slammy?
Who gives a shit about a slammy? Even Cardona would fucking melt that shit down and make a fucking another goddamn title belt out of it.
Yeah, so we might want to buy those tickets soon because that show is probably going to be sold out soon.
Oh my God.
After him doing that.
No
but you know what's
shit,
cool is to see this dude who is now this famous award-winning actor. And he's been up for a lot of shit, dude. Like, I can't remember. So he was in Clint Eastwood's film that he made about the Atlanta Olympic bombings.
Yeah, he was the main character in that.
He was the main character in that. He's been in a lot. Cobra Kai. He's fucking, he's hilarious in that show. Like, he is done. And it's funny watching back. So I started watching Community recently again. And there's an episode where he's an extra on there doing like a few lines. But you know what's funny is on the second cruise, he was on it. He just bought a cabin. Like legit. I walked by him and I was like, man, that dude looks familiar. And then later on, when we were doing the debarking, getting off the cruise, someone on the cruise walked up to me and they were like, are you the movie star guy?
Always say yes,
right? But then it clicked because then I was like, oh, that's how I recognized who that. And yeah, he was like just part of the cruise, dude, having a good time. And now he's doing, I think, GCW and Wrestler and Revolver, while still winning major awards as an actor. So that is cool to see to the ends, because we were talking earlier about how there's a type of wrestling fan that
he dropped bars in that. You're right, Logan.
Sure did, Logan. There's a type of wrestling fan that can sometimes give a shame makes us embarrassed to be fans. These ones that like shame the women or just talk shit or just never be, or like JR said, the guys who all they do is pit the companies against each other, like, and just not enjoy what wrestling really is. And that's just entertaining.
Right.
So it's cool to see someone on that level, enjoy their fanism to the point that like he's losing weight, he's working out every day, and now he's training and he's going to have a match. We saw Ron Funches do the same thing with GCW. Me and JR were there when that challenge got issued.
Yeah.
And we've seen countless other like celebrities do this, and it's always fun when that happens because it makes you feel a little bit better about being that wrestling fan. You know what I mean?
Well, especially obviously we're all of the age. We remember, even a little bit before the Monday Night Wars and stuff like that, like when, WCW was struggling to get past like the NWA days and stuff, but to what that was becoming. And I remember being in high school where it was still the stigma. If you wore a WCW or a WWE shirt to school, like people were going to be funny. I'm like, dude, this is like the fucking coolest thing on TV right now.
Dude, I remember
everybody's like trying to dog it. Like it's still one of the fucking coolest things you can fucking be involved with. And I thank my fucking lucky stars. Like I'm a comedian first and foremost still, but being a wrestling commentator has been by far one of the weirdest and still one of the most enjoyable experiences of my fucking life. One, because I get to hang with cool dude like, Badger Calhoun. And Ace, you and I are doing these road trips like fucking crazy. Every time JR has been with us, hanging out with like Madhouse shows and stuff too, it's been enjoyable, which you know how hard that is for me to fucking say. But again, it's, we're enjoying what it is, man. Like even the show, like having the viewers, like, dude, our chat's been crazy tonight. Like that first hour of the show was just chat. It was crazy. Dude, this is enjoyable. This is why we do it, man. Like it's just fun to talk to other wrestling fans. Like Whitney's a fan, and she's a great fan. She's loyal to one brand over everything else, but she's gone to indie shows. She wants to be involved with it and stuff. Like it's great. Tim Nella, look at what happened to him, man. Like he got in the ring, had a match, dude. Like pimped the hell out of Rochester to get Madhouse there, dude. Like it's insane, man. Like again,
I played a part in that too, asshole. Okay.
You did, but it's also still your hometown. You want to get Madhouse there, but Tim didn't know what his involvement was going to be. He still just went out like crazy, right? Like,
I'm just give me my credit, asshole. Ace
did a great job to get Madhouse into Rochester. Everybody, thank God it was on Veterans Day and I had something else to do. How about that?
I don't know if you could use that excuse this next time. Anyways,
I think JR's about dead over here, by the way.
I know.
Pretty close.
I remember getting on the school bus and I remember seeing someone wearing a DX shirt. And I was like, motherfucker, you don't watch wrestling. Oh, man, fucking DX. And it's like, yeah, well, did you watch when the boyhood dream came true and Michaels beat Bret Hart in the 60-minute Iron Man match in overtime? Like, I was like kind of offended. Like, oh, y'all just like, because it's cool now, huh? But it was true. The Attitude Era was just a different era, and it really, really was at a whole new level of fandom. And honestly, it wasn't Rock, it wasn't fucking Goldberg, it wasn't NWO. It was all Austin. It was all Stone Cold. Let's be
95% of it, probably, yeah.
Which is so great watching his social media now, because did you see him go in his first ice bath this week? And he's just, son of a bitch! And then now he goes in his farm and he does these things with his cat Lily, and she just gets right up on here, and he's like, "I'm being old Lily here." It's just fucking hilarious watching Stone Cold get old. I love it. He's the best.
Well, and just to kind of piggyback your point, I'm not gonna lie. When Aziz Ansari hosted SNL and he had the Wolfpack shirt on, I popped a little bit when I saw it. I was like, "Fucking my man, dude!" Like Wolfpack was the fucking shit back in the day, dude. For life,
it was. I'll tell you what, guys. We appreciate everybody that's hanging out with us, but JR is deathly dying over there. I don't want to keep him any longer. we didn't have a whole lot planned tonight because next week we're going to try to have a bunch of different people come through that have been on the Jericho Cruise and going on the Jericho Cruise and let them share their experiences, give them their tips and tricks for Tommy here, who's a first timer. He's a virgin, cruiser virgin. And we're going to talk about that because when we sign off there, me and Tom will be 2 days later in Miami. Now, here's the thing we haven't thought about, though, gentlemen. We kind of thought about last week when you weren't there, but I will not be home in time to do the show the week after. Tom
on the 30th.
will barely be home.
Yes.
So it's kind of on y'all what you want to do.
Let's skip it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to want to have all the stories we can just
Stories
to have
and
it
upload
all.
any videos you want to put up and all that kind of business.
It does suck
Yeah.
that we're gonna have to wait a whole week for that, but yeah, let's do that. I agree because I won't get off the plane till 7, so I'd be like in the fucking car on my phone. Like, and again, I think it'd be better once we're settled. Then me and Tom can show whatever. Like, we always get some freebies and some goodies on the boat that they give us for free for the cruise and all that kind of shit. Any of the merch we get. Like Dan said, there's 2 types of fan on this: the fan that goes to just have a good time, and the fan that's I want every autograph and every picture. I already looked at the schedule and I was just like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'll get to what I get to.
And you know for a fact I'll be hanging around the bars and stuff like that. And if there's a wrestlers around, I'll just say, hey, how's it going, guys? Like,
well, and that's the better way. That's the better way to meet them. That's how you get the stories from the cruises when you're starting to mingle with them at the shows, at the karaoke, at all that other shit. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to talk about it with more people next week. But in order to have a show next week, we need JR to go to bed and not die on us here.
that's right. Hey, Logan, are you on right now? Are you getting on tonight or no? If you're still in chat, let us know. We might be able to raid you. Otherwise, referee Clark is out there. He's gaming right now. If we want to raid anybody.
Oh, well, by the way, some really great memes coming out with the picture of Clark from WrestlePalooza. So we'll have to get one going. With
He had a couple moments, man. He had a couple moments.
We love our Clark. We love our Clark.
That's true.
Dude, working with him in Rochester was dope. It was like, dude, we get to work a show together finally. This is sick. Yeah, hop over there. Throw everybody over there.
Let me see if I can remember how to do that. I hate this.
I'll put it in our private chat.
And Logan's on at 9,
JR.
everybody. If you want to see him, Logan's on at 9. Hop over there.
Good.
Double X Danny, make sure it fits. I ain't
There's...
trying to wear no tight shit that I can't move in.
Wear the tight shit. Tight shit.
I would have got you. I was gonna get you something that fit you if I won.
Well, so I got a yellow 2-count shirt, and I'll show it off after we come back from the cruise. But that's to rep our level in the parade or whatever with the boldest of fucking 2-count logos right there on the fucking chest. So,
and I am I'm gonna do like the easy theme nights like that where I could just wear a colored t-shirt or a t-shirt. I ain't doing the dress up as a wrestler, and I am not dressing up for prom.
I might still do the prom, because I got a couple Goodwills here in town. Like I can just swing by after work and just, find that nice polyester blend jacket and ill-fitting dad fucking khakis and shit.
Dude, I'm on vacay mode on this one. I'm just trying to be as comfortable as I can be the whole time.
Oh, believe me, I'm going to be rocking the shorts and fucking swim trunks and shit like that too. Sun's out, legs are out.
Save some of this for next week.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll save it for next week.
Let's
see what old Clarky's doing.
I'm gonna send these guys over. See you later, boys.
Hell yeah.
Bye. All right. So That's okay. I'm going to turn these guys off. Fuck. All right. Anyway,